It's episode 27 of the Improv London podcast with this week's guests, that's right, guests in the plural, Leanna Wigginton and Angela Pollard.
This ain't gonna be easy.
Somebody moving around.
Welcome to episode 27. I'm your host, Stuart Moses. I always forget to say that. Not that it's particularly important, but anyway, hi, that's who I am. I had a great time speaking to Angela and Leanna, and you can hear all about their Sandy&Danni show. I think what they're doing is really interesting, in particular returning to the same characters, which is something I've been thinking about a lot. So having, an ongoing sort of character arcs, and it's really interesting what they say about how they're discovering things about their characters all the time. So, and they were just delightful company, and I was very happy just to sit back and listen to them chat. So, do enjoy.
I know that
do you know
is
what? That is
actually
one thing that I really like in improv, when you see them people do like a silent scene.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
That is very
amazing when they're just really in it and they're not saying anything, but you can see their lives, the relationship, they're almost like their backstory. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
love that.
Good clowning is very, very lovely to watch, and also pausing in an improv scene.
Yes.
Some of my favourite improvisers are really good at just pausing and not, talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Constantly.
It's having that confidence of, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't need to use lots and lots of words to try and find my way out of this problem. I'm being this thing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because that's life, isn't it? There are pauses and we should enjoy them.
Yeah, I think people forget that you can tell a lot about what someone's thinking just through their facial expression. You don't have to necessarily, I am angry. You can see if someone's angry, on the character's really angry, you can kind of see it. So you don't have to say, I'm angry with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Audiences love that as well, because then they're like, I'm working this out for myself rather than having everything pointed out to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good when you watch someone, even as an actor, when you're doing a script, it's really nice to have secrets, invent your own secrets in the script that are just, the subtext. But then that's really interesting to watch, because it's always nice to watch. Yeah, and try
also,
and see something else going on.
It gives you something else to think about, doesn't it? Because you're not necessarily always thinking about what you're doing then and there. You might be, just for instance, if you're at home watching the TV and you're having a chat, most of the time you're thinking about something else, or thinking about work, or thinking about what you're going to do later, or whatever. So it's quite nice when you see that on stage, when people aren't which is really hard in improv. It's still something I'm still getting used to, not talking about what you're doing.
Yeah.
That can be quite tricky.
Yeah, and we try to abolish asking any questions as well, because it's pass the buck. Which is which we realised that we were doing a lot.
Yeah, but it was tricky because the show that we do is these two girls called Sandy&Danni from America, and they go on dates with people they don't know. So not asking questions is really quite tricky. But then at the same time, when we've said we're not going to do it, it just adds a whole other thing to it, because we stop ourselves halfway through the question and we make a statement about whatever the other person's doing, even though the other person hasn't even thought about anything yet. And you're like, oh God, I'm doing this, okay. So it's quite tricky on a date not to ask questions.
Yeah, I just think that because we don't want every date to be the same, so it's fine if we have one date where there's a little bit of awkwardness and it's starting out with two people arriving at a restaurant or whatever. It's fine to have one of those, but we can't start every single day at the beginning with this weird, awkward introduction. So we have to kind of jump into different points of the day and which is really fun to do. And in rehearsals, we get to really kind of be right, we're only going to do this kind of date, and see what
takes us. And then when we get on stage, hopefully there will be just inspiration for different ways to do things. But also it depends on what the audience decide on, because they decide who we date and what they're like and what the problem is with with the date. Like, what was it? You had George Galloway on Monday night who couldn't sit down.
Yeah, who couldn't sit down. George Galloway couldn't sit down. Occupation politician, obviously. Although we both looked at each other and had a moment of. Like we both knew. Like, we both knew.
You can
knew
always
him,
tell when it's like a famous
him.
person when it's written down. It's almost like it's written in the handwriting. You're like, that is a famous name, and I can't remember. Okay, I remember he's a politician, and then that's written there. You're like, okay, that's not very helpful. And we're like, so where's he from?
The great thing is that we're playing Americans,
so we can get away with not knowing a little bit.
Like, it's quite a bad stereotype thing that we've got going on, but we do play these ditzy, clueless type characters, and so therefore we definitely can play the card of I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. Yeah, it's just, but also sometimes your mind just goes blank because it just does, doesn't it? Every now and again, you're like, I know the name, but I can't. I'm terrible with names. I'm quite good with remembering that I've met someone before, but I'm never. It takes me ages to remember, and it's terrible. It's so annoying, and obviously that's one of the first things you learn in improv, isn't it? Name the person you're with. I was like, okay, I can name the person. I can't guarantee I'm going to remember the name. And then when I've watched Harold's and stuff like that, I'm like, how are they doing that? How are they remembering the names? I'm like, so that's something that's still practicing.
I'm quite good at remembering the name, and I find it quite an easy laugh actually, because sometimes one of our dates the other day, they called the character Tuffle. And and when I said it, the audience laughed. I didn't really understand why, but they're just like, Tuffle. And so I just kept on being like, Tuffle. Kept saying his name
that was
time.
Easy to remember. It's easy once you've seen it written down as well.
Yeah.
To remember Tuffle. Yeah. Tuffle was an interesting character.
Yeah, I've never met anyone called Tuffle.
No.
Well, we'll talk more about these two characters that you play, but we should talk about who you are in real life first of all.
Yeah, real life.
So do the who, the what, and the where.
Should we go in order of our...
Yeah, you go first.
I'll go first, because I'm not first in either of our titles.
I know, it's terrible. When we first did our show, I felt... Angela was like, you do not need to explain. I was like, no, I do need to explain.
I was like, you really don't need to explain why your name comes before mine. Because obviously, I'm Angela, she's Leanna. Clearly, you probably should go
Angela and Leanna
but it
present.
Yeah. It doesn't work. Like, it doesn't sound as nice as Leanna and Angela present. But Leanna got really stressed.
Because so Angela had come up with the title. She was like, how about Leanna and Angela presents the Sandy&Danni show? And at the time I was like, yeah, great. I didn't really think about it. And then afterwards I was like, oh, but my name's coming first and that's a bit weird and awkward. And Angela's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. It sounds better. And then I was like, yeah, but everybody's going to think that I said, guys, can my name go first? I don't know who these other people are. Angela, could you mind if my name goes first? So I explained to the audience, and they all just kind of looked at me like...
We're the best, like, so she wanted to, and you used the story of PJ and Duncan, which I thought was brilliant. To kind of help people to I was like, you really don't need to go into this much detail as to why.
I was like, right, so those of us that still call them PJ and Duncan and not Ant and Dec, that is, obviously, it should be Duncan and PJ, but nobody calls them Duncan and PJ. And when it's this whole big, long, drawn-out spiel about
and then
how Angela was okay that it's Leanna and Angela.
And then I was just like, anyway.
So do you stand in the order of your names like Ant and Dec do? Because they always stand...
No, we never
Ant
do that.
Dec.
That's why no one ever knows who's Sandy or Danny.
But which way would they... So
it should technically be you stand this side, but I end up standing on this side a lot. On the left.
But if it was me and I was looking at the stage, because we read from left to right, I would think that the first person...
so we were standing the right way.
So I'm standing... I always stand Oh, but they're looking, yes. So from the audience perspective.
I actually had to walk over there to figure it
wow.
out.
And that's why we're not mathematicians.
But so, yeah, when you watch Ant and Dec, they always stand Ant and Dec.
I think,
never, oh my God, I've never noticed that. But I just imagine them as just one person.
Right.
Like, I forget that they're two people. Because they've just been together for so long. They live next door to each other, don't they?
Yeah,
still?
they do.
It's all very, I'm just like, they're just one thing from Biker Grove.
What about you?
Saturday.
Would you like to live next door to me?
I'd love it. We'd have...
I was like, I totally would love it, but I'm just going to wait and see what Angela says, because I am the person that rings up when Angela's going to bed last night and be like, oh my God, guess what? There's a thing, and a minute, and like, Angela's like, yeah, I'm actually going to bed. And I've had this thought about the show, and by the way, I'm so sorry that I squeezed your boob in the last show. I've been feeling really bad about that. And like, if I was a male improviser, I totally couldn't get away with that, but obviously I'm a female improviser, and I'm your friend, so was that okay that I squeezed your boob? Because it's been really worrying me. And I had this like whole thing where I'm like, just have to ring Angela.
Fine.
So it would be like that. I'd be banging on the door being like, Angela!
To be fair, that was kind of my fault because I made a joke about her touching me up. Because it does seem to be a thing that happens in the groups that I'm in, except it happened in the Pina Colliders a few times as well.
It's because you've got fabulous breasts.
Thank you.
I just can't help it.
Thank you.
When I'm in character, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was intrigued to see how you would react to this, because you did have the guy.
Oh my God.
But as Danny,
God.
so as Angela.
Yeah, right.
So this is actually quite bad.
So this is probably why Leanna felt bad, because the other week, it was a couple of weeks ago, why was I not at the postscript gig? Because I was somewhere else. Leanna had been performing that night, and I was doing something else, which I can't remember.
You'd been out.
I've been out
watching an amazing show.
I went to the Soho Theatre to watch Adam Ritchie's Coach, which was incredible. I really hope he's doing something else in Edinburgh this year. But basically, so I was on my way home. This is not a very nice story to be talking about on a podcast, but fuck it. So I came out of the station and it was about, I say 11:30, 12:45, something like that. Went home, never ever had any problems in my whole life around my area. Never, maybe followed a couple of times as a teenager, but nothing's ever happened to me, and nothing's ever really happened to anyone that I know. And this guy, I'm on the phone to her, funnily enough, talking about her pretending to be the queen bee in her improv show, biting basically, I don't know if
because the
it's
worker bees, the queen bee bites
off,
the worker bees.
Stuff off.
Penises off.
Yeah, penises off.
It's a medical term.
It's a medical term.
This is very much a medical podcast.
Bites them off. And as she's, I'm like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Out of nowhere, this guy who I hadn't really been paying any attention to just grabbed my boob.
And ran off.
And I don't know whether it
was... And I was on the phone like, what the hell is going on?
And I don't know whether it was the wine, but I have never been so angry in my whole life.
Yeah.
I was just like,
shouting at him.
Fucking piece of shit, you better. And the guy started running because he got quite scared. Yeah, beep 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 beep. And I just started running after him. And I ran after him because I was. And to be fair, I probably would have caught. I don't know what I would have done if I'd caught up with him. But my feet were really sore because I was wearing heels. And then I was on the phone to Leanna, and I wasn't really that fussed at the same time. So I just wanted to get back to talking about what we were talking about. But then I got home and I was just like, oh my God, actually, I probably need to report that, because what if this guy's doing it to other people? And I was just like, oh, this is really surreal situation. But it was really horrible. And then that's why she felt so bad, because I think that must be why you felt so bad, because then
I was like, oh no, now I am like
you are the guy. You fucking piece of shit.
But Danny, there's Danny, and it's really nice with character improv because like we have these characters and we play them every time, and so each time we do it, you develop more, like you learn more about them that you didn't actually know. So like last show, I learned that Sandy's a vegetarian, not a vegetarian.
That's something else entirely.
Oh, maybe.
You know what? Maybe we need more female dates.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Anyway, that's something to explore. So I learned that she's a vegetarian because she cares what people think. And
Yeah,
so I was
not
like,
because
okay.
she cares about animals.
No,
she cares what other people think of her eating meat.
Yeah.
So she doesn't.
So and
is
like it's just
hilarious.
little things like that you learn just because they come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then they become this whole, like, you know, we really think of them as these people.
Yeah, they're in our heads. They are now separate people.
That's really interesting.
It's
actually.
freaky.
In improv, having characters that you return to. I mean, the only parallel I've come across that is with mask work. Whereas if you have a mask and you work with the same mask for years and years, you can, you know, develop the character like that. But in improv, I've not heard of that before. That's a really interesting.
Yeah, because I've seen. Is it? Oh God, I hope I get this name right. It's Susan Harrison and Gemma Arrowsmith, and they do From the Back Row.
Oh right, yeah,
and
yeah.
they play these two great characters. I've seen it live, and I think I've listened to a couple of their podcasts as well, which is quite funny. And they have like guests on and stuff. But yeah, they play these two reviewers basically. But they're great characters. I think they're lovely, and I think they're great. And that was I think one of the main ones that I've seen that is like they're definite characters. Apart from that, I don't know of any others.
No, I don't know. I'm sure
there
is.
must be. There must be. I mean, I guess there's the adult babies now.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
so funny.
we saw that for the first
God,
time
so
a couple
funny.
of weeks ago, didn't we?
Such a clever idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess like because we both trained as actors, so like that was our like improv was always a tool and a character tool to unlock stuff. It was for you as well, wasn't it? At
Kind
drama
of,
school?
yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know,
guess,
should you talk about your bit first? I guess because our like stories are slightly different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like the way we came to Hoopla, even though we both ended up at Hoopla.
Yeah, it's funny actually because I know a girl called Maeve Ryan who's in Lady Improv, and she's brilliant actress, and they're all fantastic. We love them.
Amazing.
And she said to me, Leanna, you've got to do, I don't know, it's this normal thing that actors getting together moaning about stuff, and like, you know, and it's hard being an actor because you haven't got an instrument to play, you can't just practice your violin at home because otherwise you just look like a crazy person in the bedroom.
Practicing different
yeah, we're like hello, even though I do that anyway, but yeah, so. But yeah, it's nice to actually go. And I think one of the main reasons what's always drawn me to the arts is the sense of community and like being in a group of people that are also slightly quirky and wacky like yourself. So yeah, I've always like it's actually a really weird thing because you do a play and you form these like really strong bonds and then it finishes and you're like, oh, my family's just broken up and it's horrible. But like obviously we stuck together.
Yeah, we stuck together.
Yeah. So yeah, because we met doing a play called The Conspiracy.
Shakespeare Conspiracy. We met 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost I think, it's around now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We would have met.
And
and then we just stayed in contact, really.
Yeah.
And it was over your shared love of tea.
Yes.
Well, I actually remember it.
How do you remember it?
I remember it as you. So we'd been rehearsing. I'd been in a few rehearsals, and you hadn't been there. And then you came into rehearsal, a couple of rehearsals in, and I was like, oh, she looks really cool. And anyway, So then we started talking, and I was like, oh, you know, what do you do outside of all this? And you said to me that you were putting people's hair straighteners in.
Hair extensions.
Hair straighteners.
Hair straighteners.
Oh my God, it's been a long day. And yeah, I definitely muddle things up like that a lot. Putting people's hair straighteners, attaching them to their hair.
Just burning people.
Like, it's a new trend. Seen all those girls out there with hair straighteners, like really heavy heads.
They're unable to attach themselves.
Yeah.
If only Angela were here to...
Super glue them in.
Sounds like a Lady Gaga outfit.
She would totally do that.
Yeah, she could wrap the wire all around her legs and make it like really cool. So you were
were
hair extensioning, and then I was like, oh my god, I was teaching these 14-year-olds at the time hip hop dancing.
Oh god, yes. I remember you telling me about this.
In Basingstoke, and I'd like drive over there and like teach this class, and they were a little bit scary, to be honest. And I was like, and I was like pretending to be like this cool hip hop like person who listens to like, you know, hip hop and teaches hip hop, and really it's all a big act. I don't.
What hip hop acts were you pretending to like?
Oh God, I don't even know. I don't even think I was really playing hip hop. Probably like the closest I got was like Lauryn Hill or something. Like, it was mainly like R&B and Pussycat Dolls. I really wasn't really. Honestly, it was more street dance.
Oh right, okay.
And so I was like, oh. Do you know what? These kids from my class, I've got this conspiracy. The other day I came out to my car and there were all these hair extensions coming out of my exhaust. And I think they've been shoving hair extensions into my exhaust. And Angela was like, oh my God, that's awful. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should say something to them. Like, girls, have you been putting hair extensions in my exhaust? So who else would do that? Who else would put hair extensions in my exhaust? Anyway, I think the car kind of broke down after that. And I realised that it's like the bit that goes inside the exhaust actually just looks like hair extensions, and I was just pulling it out like loads and loads of hair extensions. I was just like, oh my God, who's been shoving all these blonde hair extensions in my exhaust? If you look it up on YouTube, then I'm sure you will see what it is. It looks like hair extensions. Okay? So, yeah. And I was probably being like a little bit like, I don't know, scared of these girls, thinking, why are they doing this to me?
They just feel so misunderstood.
Yeah.
They're like, why won't she belong with us properly?
Yeah.
She doesn't even know hip hop.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, see,
You were like, oh my God, that's awful.
God, do you know what? She actually had to remind me of this story. Because at the time I was working for a Pilates studio, actually around the corner from here. And we didn't have any tea making facilities at all. So the only way I could get a hot drink was to go like to the coffee shop, and on my wages it was quite expensive to keep doing that. Eventually I managed to get a kettle, but at this point I didn't have anything. And so we used to rehearse in this really nice building. I think it was which charity was it? Was it Mind?
Yeah.
It was because the guy who was like whose play it was, who was producing it, he worked for that company, so he was allowed to use it obviously for rehearsals, which was really nice of them. But when I got there, he was just like, oh yeah, just help yourself to tea and coffee. It was like the holy grail of tea and coffee for me. So like whenever I was going there, I was just like, oh my God, I love this so much. So I think that's probably why I don't remember. All I remember is us making tea all the time. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like, I don't remember this story. I remember talking about hair extensions because at the time I was training to do it. But it turns out, customers are really annoying. And I was just like, there's not enough money in it to, like, keep doing it, and you burn your hands all the time. But I did get to work with my best friend doing hair extensions for a long time, which was fantastic, especially when we were both hungover on a Saturday. I was like, the boss is hungover, I'm hungover, it's all right. So that was great.
There's nothing like a hair extension, hairdresser breathing alcohol all over you, are they?
We stank.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun times though. But I was working Saturday mornings that early. I had to travel I live in East London. I had to travel all the way to Watford on a Saturday.
That's a long
it's
way.
too long, too far. I was like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? I need a better job. But yeah.
So you met on the same play, working on the same play.
Yeah, sorry, it took us a long time to say that. See, I told you, we go all round the houses.
That's good.
You might break this podcast up into 3 parts or something.
Yeah.
And then
we met doing the same play,
I met doing the same play. And then we didn't really do anything together.
No, we said we wanted to, and then
because I was meant to help. I kind of helped you and Sydney out a little bit, helping direct it. Because actually, when I just met Leanna, I just finished directing News Review for the first time. So that was another thing we were chatting about. And you and Sydney were doing, like, you were staying up all night to write a scene.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, oh, how fun. They've had no time to do it, and they're just going to do it tonight, and they're going to put it in a showcase and drink wine. I was like, I want to do that. And 6 years later, That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I helped you out as well. But apart from that, we didn't really do any other. We didn't do any other acting stuff. But you know, we met up and partied and whatever, and just messed around.
We toyed around with the idea of doing an amazing play called.
Oh God, I wish we could. Do you know what?
Butterflies
it's
Are
never
Free,
not on the
is
cards.
it?
It's called Butterflies Are Free. I directed it as my graduation play at drama school, and it is always my favourite play. And actually, in the film version of it, Goldie Hawn plays the lead, and we both love Goldie Hawn. Like, she's probably the main reason I got into like acting. She was like one of my first ever. Just like me and my sister knew all the words to Overboard. We used to act it out all the time. Which now, when I watch it back, I'm like, that's a really weird thing to like. Like, because some of the conversations are quite raunchy, about Private Benjamin and stuff like that.
Overboard, that's the one where...
She is a horrible rich woman, and the carpenter comes to decorate her wardrobe, and then, who's played by her husband in real life, and then she falls overboard and gets amnesia, and he finds out that she's in the hospital, and to take revenge on her because she never paid him for all the work he did, he makes her believe that she is his wife looking after these.
And he lives in this crazy, mad,
really
like run-down house.
Little house because he's got hardly any money, and his wife passed away. When the kids, a few years before. And so he's kind of like he doesn't really care about, he doesn't fancy her, he doesn't really want to be in a relationship with her, but then over the film...
And then he falls in love! And it's nice because obviously they're married in real life. And
he did lie to her.
He did lie to her.
Yeah, he did lie to her, but...
it's romantic, isn't it?
He did lie to her and technically kidnap her.
Yeah.
And make her do all the chores.
Yeah.
It's a really pro-feminist film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she did Private Benjamin, which was pretty,
Yeah. And she's amazing. She produced her own films, and she's a real kind of.
And now she's doing all this amazing. This podcast about Goldie Hawn now.
Yeah.
But she's doing this amazing stuff now with children, basically. And I believe there's 6 schools in the whole of the UK that do, and they're not private schools. They're just normal schools who do her mindfulness meditation project that she's got going on. And so she comes to London every now and again, and I'm always just like, I want to meet her.
Yeah.
And she tweeted, because I read her autobiography.
Yeah, because I said, you've got to read this.
I've got to read it.
Lotus in the Mud.
Lotus in the Mud is a fantastic book to read. It's a real eye-opener, just about everything.
About her life, and she had a really interesting...
it's not been easy, but it's just her outlook in it all, because other people would have seen, I think some of the things that happened during the book, I'm just like, God, if that was me, I don't think I would have bothered. I would just be like, I can't be, this is too hard. Because she did come up against some really hard stuff in the industry.
And she trained as a dancer as well, which I trained as a dancer. So there's always, it's always nice when there's a parallel like that, because you can kind of go, oh yeah, and I can totally imagine doing some of the things that she did, like when she stopped being a dancer and she went for this acting job, and she didn't know she was funny either. So somebody was like, she'd do roles, and then people would be in hysterics, and she was like, oh, I'm trying to do it really, sincerely, and so she went for this audition, and she took all the props and basically laid out this whole kitchen. And obviously the audition panel were just like, what is this girl? Bringing every single thing. It's like me rocking up with my backpack of
That's why you always have so much stuff, just in case.
So for obviously this podcast, I basically turned up with a backpack, and it's got one of those swimming noodles, which is like a big long sponge noodle to help people swimming. And
what do you use that for?
It's actually a whacker.
Right.
Yes.
To whack people with.
To whack children with. This sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible. Explain.
Okay, so I'm also a party entertainer, and and so I do parties, and some of the games we use one of those spongy long things that I just explained, and we use it for the limbo stick. When they don't limbo underneath, then I bump them on the head very lightly.
They're really fun to watch.
Yeah, but you know what, right? There's this weird thing where kids quite like to be, it's like that whole thing of playing the monster and chasing them. I don't know why, but that works. And and also I play another game called Magical Musical Mats, where they stand on the mat and they dance around, and then when the music comes off, I chase them with the whacker. And I whack them. Oh, God, I sound crazy. Yep, that's what I do for a living.
Amazing.
Hire me.
Butterflies Are Free is a play that we really wanted to do, and we kept talking about it. The only problem is to do the play, the rights are so expensive because there's music in it that's specifically for the play, because it's all about this blind guy who comes to New York and he wants to be a musician, and then his next door neighbour moves in, who's Goldie Hawn's character, and she's this really she's just moved to the city, she's a little bit all over the place, and
she totally doesn't realise he's blind.
She doesn't. Oh, that is the best part in it. So she meets him and has no idea that he's blind, and then finally realises, and then it's just like, oh, it's
she
really
fancies
funny.
him as
And she
well.
fancies him as well because he's meant to be quite attractive.
Yeah.
But it's all based on actually a real guy, although the story isn't actually parallel to the guy in real life. It's more inspired by him, and I cannot remember his name, which is terrible, but he was a very successful lawyer who was blind, and he ended up he was actually doing he got called onto Harvard radio station because it was during the Vietnam War and the army were trying to recruit him, and he was like, but I'm blind, and they were like, we don't care, we need you, come. And he was like, yeah, but I can't, what am I going to do? And they were like, no, you must come. So then there was this whole thing in the papers about it, and the playwright read it, and he was just like, oh, this is really funny. So he wrote, based on just that story, not really knowing anything about this guy, wrote this other completely different story about this guy who's very gay.
Recommend.
Very recommend. I don't understand why it doesn't get done more, apart from the fact that maybe the rights are expensive. So we didn't do the play.
No, we didn't.
We didn't do the play.
No, maybe one day when we've got when we have money,
and
we can afford to pay for the rights, we might do it.
Afford to pay for everything.
Yeah,
but it was really fun to do as my graduation play, and because it was a student play, I got to do it, and the drama school paid out for it, and it's just a really lovely play. But so we didn't do that, and
I just remembered. So I was saying about Maeve Ryan, and she had told me about Hoopla and said, you've got to go and do this. You've got to go and do some Hoopla classes. You'd really enjoy it. I've done a couple of courses, and Steve Rowe's amazing. You would love him. Do it. And so I took that piece of information and I passed it on to everybody. But I didn't actually do a course for about, I don't know, she told me that a couple of years and I didn't do it.
It must have been a couple of years because it was a year until it was.
And so I told Angela, I was like, you got to do this course. This guy called Steve Rowe, and he does this thing called Hoopla, and it's amazing.
By the time you told me you had done at least one,
I think I'd done a drop-in, done a drop-in, and I was like, yeah, it's really good, and just hadn't got round to doing a course, which is really annoying because when I finally did, I bloody loved it.
And the funny thing was, it was me who was just like, Leanna, you really have to do it.
Yeah.
Even though it's way after.
Yeah.
But mine was just as bad because I got the Tina Fey book, which I think anyone on the London improv scene probably read that and then went, I'm going to do improv. But by the time I finished reading it, that was during the Olympics. And I realised I had no idea of how to get in. I didn't know about the London improv scene. No one taught, considering it's quite a great acting tool, and a lot of actors do it.
Yeah, it's not
but
really.
For some reason, it's only really now that people are talking about it more.
I don't know whether I don't know how it's changed in drama schools. Obviously, we graduated quite a while ago, and I don't know. I think that it was just improv, and it was a technique, and we did it every now and again. And when we did, I really enjoyed it, but it didn't happen that much.
Yeah, but what was I saying? 1 minute. So I read the book and didn't know about the improv, and then a few months later, you told me about Hoopla, And I was just like, oh, that sounds interesting. But at the time, I just didn't go. And then I went travelling for a bit. And then finally, when I came back from travelling, I was like, I've got to do the improv. That's where I've got to go. Because I was just like, I wasn't really enjoying the acting industry that much. And I was just like, I need something that's going to make me want to act again. Because it's quite hard, like, all the time, like, putting yourself out there, and you're just like, oh, it's just, it gets a bit boring as well, like, trying to get an agent, trying to get casting directors to see you, blah, 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 blah. But it's fun doing projects and stuff, but, you know, it's tricky. So then I did the Hoopla course when I got back, and it was incredible, and it was with Maria Peters and Chris Mead, and it was quite nice because they took it in turn. I got 2 for the price of 1 because they took it, cool. Because they took it in turn. So every other week was the other, thing. And to be honest, even then I was just like, I'm really enjoying this. I still had no idea about what was going on in London. I feel like that came way after. Like I hadn't been to the Miller. I don't think I saw any shows at that point. And I was just like, just doing the course because I thought, oh, it's fun. It'll get me back into like wanting to act and stuff. Did the show, and I did not expect it to go that well. I really didn't, because most of the time in the class, I very rarely said anything funny. I found it so hard to remember what the rules of the games were. I wasn't really like on it at all. So when we did the show, I don't know what happened, whether it just all fitted into place. And boom, boom, boom. And then suddenly, like, I was just doing it, and, like, things were coming out of my mouth without me. I just wasn't thinking at all. It was just all just coming out. Got a suggestion, and stuff was coming out. And I was just like, oh, and people were laughing. And I was just like, oh, okay. I like this. This is fun. I like it. And I've always enjoyed comedy. And then afterwards, Rachel Marriott was in my class, and so was Alana. And she basically, we had like the most amazing scene, which I will never forget, where we just got given, I think it was like zookeepers or something was the suggestion. So we were just in the zoo, like, and we had to do, lines, what's it called when you get given a line of dialogue? So we got like all these random dialogues, and it was just great, like just justifying whatever rubbish people were saying. And we just had the best time. And that was actually, it was weird because me and Rachel hadn't really spoken that much throughout the whole course, because, you know, like sometimes in courses you end up just going up random, not for any particular reason, just for some reason you end up doing scenes with certain people, because that's just the way it goes. Maybe because you don't get up first, or maybe you decide to always get up first. That's what I was trying to do, was trying to get up first in the classes and stuff.
That's something I think about a lot, in the getting up first or holding back.
Yeah, I try to like do the opposite, which makes me really anxious. So I'm like, so that's why in the course I think I wasn't doing, because I was really like, I'm just going to push myself. Anything I don't want to do, I'm just going to do it. So the whole, I think, like during the course, as much as I laughed a lot, and it was really great watching other people's scenes and stuff. But actually doing, like, learning the different techniques and stuff, I found quite hard, because I was, like, giving myself, like, the hardest things, and then getting the notes, and I was just like, and then I'd watch the next people go on, and obviously then they had the notes, so then they were using the notes, and I was just like, oh, I should have just gone up second.
Yes, there is that, isn't there? Because there's an advantage to going first, in that you don't have to sit there worrying. Because I worry. The longer I sit there, the harder it is for me to go up and do it. But if you do go first, you don't have the benefit of seeing the other people do it. And,
just like figuring out what it, especially is because, ironically, people. So we did the show, and Mike was teching that night, Mike Hutchinson. And he was just like, you're really, really good at listening. And that just made me laugh so much, because in real life, I'm fucking terrible at listening. I have to know in some situations, like, my boss downstairs, like, I proper zone out. And I'm just like, oh, no, she said something really important. Okay, I'll style it out.
Well, doing improv, you do learn to be aware of what the other person is doing and just mirror what they're doing. So sometimes you don't have to listen to the instructions.
No, you just have to feel your way through it. That's how I like to do it. But yeah, so then we did that, and then after that, because that was like the main thing me and Rachel had ever done together. And she was like, oh my god, I really want to work with you. And I was just like, okay, what do you want to do? Like, it not even occurred to me that people then create groups. I was just like, I'm probably just going to go and do some more courses. And unfortunately, I think that was the last one of the Hoopla season. So I was just like, oh, so I'm going to have to wait till September. But Rachel was just like, no. And then Alana was like, we should form a group. We should have a group. I was like, a what? And they're like, a group. And I'm like, okay. And then I thought, I'm just going to yes and everything. I'm just going to yes and it and see what happens. And I never expected the Pina Colliders to turn into what it did. Started off with the three of us, and then a week later we got Heather, and then a week later we got Liz. And it was just amazing. It was just really fun. And we're all so different, so including accents and everything. So it just brought a whole... In a weird, when there's so many different things, it makes whatever's happening on stage even more interesting, because even if you try to mirror each other, which I love I love the two peas in a pod thing. I do it often. Then you still get quite a different. You get like 2 layers, because you're never going to exactly be. For starters, we all look completely different, different heights and stuff. But yeah, so then that happened, and then unfortunately Liz got like an important job and couldn't come to Edinburgh, which I think has been mentioned on the podcast with Heather. So I'll quickly go over that. Listen to the podcast with Heather, so then you know if you haven't listened to it yet. And then we were just like, oh, so it's only 4 of us now. And Alana was just like, what about your friend Leanna? And I was just like, yeah, Leanna could do it. I'd love Leanna to do it. I'd really love Leanna to join the Pina Colliders, but yeah, I didn't want to be the one to be like, my friend, I think she should join.
Just in case I come along and I'm like, hello.
Just in case you start whacking everyone with a whacker.
I brought my prop.
Oh, we should have brought that to Edinburgh for some of the rude clientele that we got at 1 o'clock in the morning. Boom, get out. But give us your money first. It's not a free show.
So I think I did like one show.
I did one show and then came to Edinburgh.
One show and then joined you guys for Edinburgh. And even then I joined slightly afterwards because I had a wedding. So I came straight from the wedding to Edinburgh pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yes, because I had this horrific journey there.
Yeah.
Ugh, which was awful because I'd flown in from Amsterdam where the wedding was. I think I had 3 hours to sleep, so I slept, and I obviously just didn't wake up because I only gave myself 3 hours to sleep.
And it was weird because when she took the ticket, I was like, that's really early to get
Yeah. So I didn't want to miss out, you see, and I thought I could sleep on the train, and then I missed my alarm, and I had the most hellish journey where I had to get about 3 buses. My first bus caught on fire. You know, like one of those people that everything happens to them.
Yeah.
I am that person. Yeah. So I was meant to get there at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't get there until 1:45. The show started at 1. I was planning on doing that show. Yeah. So I'd get there at midday, have the like whole day with them, do the show with them at 1 o'clock. Bob's your uncle. No, I get there and sit in the audience and watch the last 15 minutes. But that was nice because I got to see you guys all up there. But it was really bad. And actually, I ended up being stuck in, I think it's Preston, near Manchester, is that right? I don't know, some really scary bus station. And luckily, the bus just like dropped me off there. And then I rang the coach people. I was like, look, oh my God, you know, I'm meant to be in Edinburgh, meant to be doing a show. And they organised a taxi for me. And then this couple that were from Glasgow, they were stuck there. And I was like, look, don't worry, share my taxi, they're paying for it. Yeah. So I ended up making friends with him, and it was his birthday, and then we sang happy birthday, and I made friends with him, and they were like, please send us a flyer and sign it, because they kind of thought like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not famous or anything. Okay, you could be my first ever fan. And it was mental. We had a jolly time in Edinburgh at 1 o'clock in the morning doing shows.
It was absolutely mental. It was really crazy.
Yeah.
It was good though, and we saw so many amazing people. Edinburgh's just like, there's just so many talented people.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's very nice. I'm really excited because we're going up. Well, actually, before I say that, so we did the Pina Colliders, but actually, this Sandy&Danni thing that we created actually happened happened around the time, I want to say it happened around the time that I joined the Pina Colliders.
Yeah, it did.
Because
I was
we should do something.
Yeah.
So we kind of had
so as you started Pina Colliders, I think I did my course with Chris Mead, which was the performance short form improv course. Was that right? Maybe a bit after.
I think it was a bit after. But
I did it in September
we definitely were
2014,
talking about Sandy&Danni way before.
Yeah.
Like, this idea actually took quite a while for us to figure out what it was. Because at one point it was just going to be like a game show almost, wasn't it? With these two sort of hosts who get.
I'm quite into kind of mad theatre.
Yeah,
and I do,
and
I do a lot of like stuff at festivals and everything. And there's this great group of people that do stuff called Bearded Kitten. I don't know if you know them. I kind of met them because I did Shitface Shakespeare, and like my friends run the Theatre Tent, Sun and Sons at Secret Garden Party, and so I kind of met like people that were doing weird and wacky stuff, and I'd seen these hosts host this crazy game of high jump where people come and do the high jump, and they had that year at Secret Garden Party they had loads of people dressed up as Harry, like loads of Harry lookalikes, Prince Harry lookalikes, because he was actually there, and it was to like cover up the fact that he was there. So anybody that was like, there's Prince Harry, like they're like, oh actually no, it's lookalikey, or maybe it's lookalikey, and it was there to kind of bamboozle everybody. And and they were these great hosts, and they were doing all these mad games in this thing that they call the Colosseum, and I was just like, oh, this is so cool. And I was like, yeah, maybe we can play these hosts and we can do corporate events because,
and we can get and we can be, what was it? It was meant to be like a kind of dating show, basically where we end up dressing people like Prince Harry.
Because I also watched the crazy program I Want to Marry Harry. And I could not get my brain over the fact that they'd managed to convince like something like 12 American girls that they put them up in a
it was in the Downton Abbey place, wasn't it? And
they'd flown this Harry lookalike in a helicopter, and they were like, oh my god, they didn't know who they were meeting. They knew that they were on this like dating show and that it was going to be someone, and as if the royal family would ever in a million years let Harry do something like that.
I don't know, I'm just going to say it's a knockout.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on.
So I watched that and I was like, God, imagine if we kind of became two of these characters that had been knocked out first, that thought they had the opportunity.
This is the undertones which never unfortunately comes out in any of the shows, so no one knows. No. But actually these two characters,
and they formed a friendship and stayed in England. And they were still desperately trying to meet Prince Harry somehow. And there were a few other things. There were like these girls that I'd seen in the park that I told Angela about that were like, they bumped into each other and they obviously knew each other somehow, and they were like, oh my god, you look amazing. And then the other one was like,
oh my god, your hair's amazing.
Oh my god, where did you get that lipstick from? It just suits your face so much.
Oh my god, I love your shoes. And that went on.
And it went on like this. And then they were like, see you, bye. And it was in Chelsea somewhere or something. And I was like, oh my goodness. So all
these little factors, and then growing up.
And then I had a dream as well. I normally have a dream.
Oh, the dream.
Yes. I normally have a dream where I come up with a crazy idea, and then I'm like, Angela, at like some horrible time. And
So all this chat was going on for ages.
Yeah.
What were we going to do?
What happened in your dream?
Oh, God.
I think that, I think that we were in the I Want to Marry Harry house, and and we were American, and I just wrote down a whole load of random stuff. And the problem is with me is I have a million ideas, and then Angela is really good at going, Leanna, this isn't possible. I don't understand how we're going to do this, but yeah. And then she scales it all back and makes it into something that makes sense. And because,
Yeah, there's just so many ideas. The thing is that between the two of us, and the thing is, the more time we spend together, the more ideas we come up with, and that we just don't have time.
No.
That's
even the last show that we did, Monday Night Show.
Oh my God!
So Monday Night Show, we play these Skanky Foxes. We've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it actually.
Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about that in a second.
Okay, no worries.
It's good.
Where are we?
Okay, so I'm just thinking about Sandy and Danni.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stick with Sandy and Danni.
Let's finish them, and we'll come on to Skanky Foxes and Protein Mice.
So they they came out of all these little bits
they
and stuff. And then we were still and then by that point, by the time, and this was ages after, so it was before you joined the Pina Colliders. It must have been, chronologically, I can't say that word. I can't remember. But basically what happened was, by that point, you were doing improv as well. And you were doing the long form course by that point, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I was with you. And so we were spending a bit more time together.
Yeah,
and we
Rachel,
were
Angela and I all did the same long form course.
Which was fantastic.
Which was lovely.
Yeah.
After Edinburgh, we got to do stuff together.
No, it was before Edinburgh, wasn't it?
No, it was after.
Okay, it was after. Let's just... I feel like it was before, and me and
you're right,
Rachel.
It was before.
It was before, and me
God.
and Rachel did the long form course with Maria Peters later on, which was
and
incredible.
then we did it with Chris Mead.
So you'd done the course and everything, and then we were like, okay, so now we've got some tools. We know how to do some improv, and we're like, how the fuck are we gonna make this into this? And the plan was so big.
Massive.
We were like, we
'cause
can't do it all, and it doesn't always make sense. And also how much, because it's different when you're at a festival, you can really get away with anything because everyone's so drunk or whatever, so they don't really they'll just go along with anything. But we were like, a normal audience who are not just taking a break from life.
And we had this whole idea that we were going to get an audience member up.
That's it, and dress them as Harry each time.
Every time.
We really were. That was the thing about these characters.
I love the specificity of that.
Yeah, it was so specific. And then we were like, okay, we need some help. We were doing a form of improv that we hadn't actually done before as well. So we were like, okay, so we need some outside help. So that's when we were like, Maria.
Maria Peters.
Oh, Maria. Hallelujah. Like an angel. And was just like,
she was
okay,
amazing.
this is good, but maybe make it simpler.
Wise words from Maria Peters there.
And really, to be fair, if it wasn't for her, I'm not sure the show would have ever got off the ground.
Because it was
really
just too wacky. It was way too wacky, and it just needed a little bit more structure.
Sure.
And so
and then we got
the date cards. I think we always knew we wanted to use date cards, but our date cards were write an essay. And she was like, and Maria was like, look, you're never going to remember all of this stuff. Make it a lot
We never
more
remember
simpler.
hardly any of it. If I remember something, I'm like, oh my God, I remembered.
So now we've just got date's name.
Much simpler.
Occupation, location,
and
this person always loves, this person hates, this person
one
never.
of those questions.
One of those things. It's a mixture of all those different phrases, and then the audience write those out. And
it would be easy if I showed you.
Yeah, so talk us through how the show starts. So they have.
So we did the Sandy and Danni routine where we basically just before the show starts, we ask people to fill out these date cards.
Right.
It's taken us ages to figure out how to do that. Again, we had a session with Maria, and she was like, you can just get someone else to hand it out at the door. And we're like, that's a really good idea. That's what we've started doing.
Now
because
now
we were like,
out
are we going to be
box
the
office.
American girls, or are we just going to be us? And it was all very confusing.
Those levels of reality is really slightly mind-blowing because you think, am I in character now? But if I'm in character now, I'm handing out.
Well, the thing is, even the show that we did, Shakespeare's Conspiracy.
Yeah.
In the auditorium.
Oh, yeah.
When the people came. To see
we
the
were
show,
meant to
we were in characters,
character.
and both of us have done loads of stuff where, I even do kids parties and things where I'm playing a character and doing murder mysteries and stuff like that. So I'm completely happy to talk in character to people.
Yes.
But I think it was weird when we did it at the Miller, and we were. We're still playing around.
Yeah, it was still.
We still might
it was
do
the
it.
it was all.
But it's just. For here at the Canal Cafe, it works really well. The box office person giving the date cards, they come in, we come out as Leanna and Angela.
Right.
We sandwich the show, so we come out and we say hi, and then we
kind of give people a rough idea of what's going to happen, like who the guest is.
Yeah, we always have a guest. We've had some incredible guests.
Oh my God, we have had the best guests. Like, we had the Improfessionals who did a short form in our first one. And Lady Prov. Oh, my God, it was incredible. And then we had the second show, we had Jules and Heather. 10,000 Million Love Stories. And it was just,
it
was
fitted
really
really
good.
nicely with our show as well, because
it's all about love and relationships.
It's about love. Our show is really about these two desperate, slightly crazy, but hearts in the right place girls who are looking for love.
Anyone, really. Who's willing to go on a date with them. So, and then we also had, and then last month we had P-Bottom Cabaret, who are, oh my God, incredible. Yeah. They just blew everyone away. It was fantastic. And then, unfortunately, on Monday, we were meant to have the amazing Alison Thea Scott. And we absolutely adore her. Yeah. She's not only a fantastic performer, she's such a lovely human being. And she fell sick.
So,
and we were like, oh no. And she really wasn't very well. And bless her, she really wasn't well. Yeah. And she found cover.
Oh,
so she got Lou Sanders.
Oh my God.
So we had Lou Sanders.
Wow.
Yeah, we had Lou Sanders come in last minute
to
do our show. And we were just like, oh my God, I can't believe Lou Sanders can do our show.
So everyone that's been to see the show are like, wow, they a lot of people as well haven't ever seen any of these acts. So it was everyone's really
a lot of our
enjoyed it.
audience don't go to see, because obviously some of them are friends of ours, and some just come randomly from the audience club.
That much improv going on over this way.
No.
And even though the Canal Cafe is quite famous for being comedy, there's a lack of improv happening here. Yeah. So
we're filling that void.
We are filling the
so we always have a guest, and our next one is Breaking and Entering. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, and especially because Maria's played
and
such
also
a key part in our
Maria, I
show.
don't think has actually seen us perform as Sandy&Danni.
No, she's never seen it. Only in the rehearsal room, which is way back. We haven't actually had a coaching session with her for a really long time. So,
So, that's really exciting. So what happens is we come on as us two. It's actually changed again. Because
it changes every time. We are really striving for it to be very... We want it to be professional.
Yeah.
And also,
different and professional.
We are inspired by the fact that there's improv now on the West End, and we want our show to be theatrical, and we've got an amazing technician who does lots of lighting and stuff here, called Stu, and we want him to be able to offer make suggestions as well, and we've got lots of music cues, so we really
so it's kind of it's a different, I guess it's a show that comes out of our personalities. So then
there's lots of audience participation.
With our audience participation, where we basically get someone up on stage. Well, we've changed it now. It was normally Leanna and I who did it, but now we get Sandy and Danni.
And it worked really well this time. I think with Sandy and Danni.
So Sandy and Danni are now going to, because every time we do the show, people are like, we want to see more Sandy and Danny.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God, they should just do the audience interaction bit. So we get rid of Leanna and Angela and we bring on Sandy and Danny.
Yeah, we're like, and we'd like to welcome the host for this evening, Sandy and Danny. And and then we kind of hide behind the curtain and we come out as Sandy and Danny.
So we're very professional. And
Yeah.
so we like the magic of theatre.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh my God, we never get to see Leanna and Angela.
No, it's just so
We
bad.
always just miss that.
And then we always go on about how the fact that our name, like Sandy and Danny's names, are so much bigger than Leanna's and Angela's.
Yeah, on the poster.
Yeah,
They're
we
just
really
so
like
sweet
that.
for making our names big and theirs is small.
So then we get them out, and then we do my favourite part of the show. Apart from all the improv, we get someone up on stage.
So we have buckets of silliness.
Yeah,
on all of
they
the
are
tables.
literally buckets. And we say buckets,
We have
they're
all kinds of
really
random stuff in it.
And
Making
we find
stuff,
out
glue, paints. We have arts and crafts in our buckets.
arts and crafts plus some sweets to keep you going.
Glow sticks.
And so basically what happens is, and an envelope that says woo. on
Yeah,
it.
just woo.
So we're bringing back the art of wooing, and we get, ideally we find out someone who's single, but really it doesn't.
Through various different
methods.
methods.
Through various,
How do you tell if they're single?
Right.
We play. I don't know whether we should give all of our show
No,
away.
we're going to give all of it away.
but
But basically,
yeah,
we
we-
get someone up on stage, whether they're single
Not in a
or not,
horrible
really.
way. We're not like,
No.
who's single? No, not like that.
very
Like,
much
we're
like,
just, yeah. And
Who's
especially
cold
because
and alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Sandy and Danny are single, like, you know, they
Yeah.
really kind of, they warm to this, to people
Yeah.
that are single.
So then we get someone up on stage, and we basically get the audience to
woo them.
Wow.
And they
So-
woo them,
and the
we
best
find
woo
out what they
gets,
love and what
yeah.
they hate, and then from that, the audience have about a minute and a half to make something out of all their random stuff that we've shoved in buckets. and then
it's
while
just
that's
fantastic.
happening, we kind of serenade them with bubbles and all kinds of things.
I can't see now, but I'm kind of
yeah.
like doing some of the wooing.
Yeah.
This kind of goes like that. But so it's really fun.
And then we go through all the prizes, and we
then-
go through all the things that
Yeah,
they've
and
made.
it just we give out
And
prizes
we give
for
out
the best woo.
so we have the winner of the woo, and we sing woo. Woo. It's mental.
It's crazy.
quite
It's so fun.
mental.
But the thing is, it warms up the audience in a way
Yeah.
that, like, because originally we were kind of like doing the whole improv warm up beforehand,
But it
and then
didn't
we were
really
like,
work for us.
no,
really.
and then we realised actually the warmest time that they get is once they've done the wooing. So
Yeah.
we were
yeah.
like, well, that's our warm up then, isn't it?
Yeah. So that warms
and
up the audience
and they're
nicely.
always up for like seeing what happens on the dates, and then we have the Sandy and Danny, then we have our guest, and then and then there's the Skanky
We've been
Foxes.
bringing out the Skanky Foxes just because so many people were like, oh, we'd really like to see the Skanky Foxes. So we've been bringing them out, and this is the second time that we've brought them out.
Yeah, second time. The first time,
The first time, I think the next time we do it, it'll probably be a combination of the first time we brought them out.
Yeah, and the second time. So with each show, we like figure out what was good, what was bad, what would we want to do more of, how on earth we're going to fit it into 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Because there's always too much stuff, and we're like, we can't do that as well.
Yeah, and actually this show, we haven't up until now, but this show we did record it because we don't have anyone directing us, and because
we don't have
we
anyone
want
producing us, it's just us. So,
so
like,
we want to be able to. I think we're both quite good at going, oh yeah, that worked and that didn't work.
Yeah.
And
But it's weird, isn't it? Because on your inside, you see how things work and not work. You're like, no, that definitely didn't work. And then you'll watch it and you're like, actually, that worked quite well.
And people are like, oh my God, I love that bit. And you're like, oh, that's the bit that I didn't really feel confident about.
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
So I was like, really? I didn't really like that bit. But from the audience's point of view, it's completely like. And the thing is, you could talk to every member of the audience,
and they have a different
opinion.
They have a
and
different
that's
thing that they
too many
loved.
cooks in the kitchen. And
Yeah.
you're just like, it's bad enough with us two cooks.
I am the worst for doing that. I am somebody who goes around and I'm like, so, what did you think? What did you like? And I literally
I'm like, I want a glass
go
of
and write
wine.
notes. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, right, yeah. So, and I'm terrible for that. I think Angela is slightly like, Leanna, don't do that. But yeah, I am really bad.
Because then then when we come into the next rehearsal, she's got a whole list of
Yeah,
things
I
of
do.
like,
I write
well,
notes.
this person said this, and this person said that, and this person, and I'm like,
I try. I'm a
Okay.
people pleaser. I want to please everybody. I want everyone to have a really bloody good time.
yeah, which is great, which is why they do.
Yeah.
So far, our feedback's been really good for the show.
Yeah.
It's like a big improv party,
It
really.
is. Yeah,
And
it's a nice
the
little
whole
party.
point is just to have fun and get to know like other people, like get people a bit more connected, so that when people go downstairs to the pub, people have got stuff to talk about. It's not just about the acting; they're talking about the stuff that they made or why they did or why they wrote things.
Yeah, our
and
audience
it's to,
bonds
like they
afterwards.
bond.
Oh,
There's
that's
a
really
lot
nice.
of
And
bonding that
actually-
goes on. It's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And
Last time we were going to do this, and I think we probably will definitely do it in Edinburgh. But that for those of you that have seen our poster, you've probably
the Dream
noticed that
Phone.
it's quite Dream Phone inspired, and so the Dream Phone thing is almost like a get out of jail card thing of having the phone, and we're going to have like it rings and
Yeah, I think-
we've got all this stuff going on where we're going to really incorporate. That
because
as
there's
a
some
prop.
really funny things. I don't know. I'm guessing you never played Dream Phone.
No, I've not
But
played
in
Dream
the
Phone.
90s, it was quite a big deal.
Yeah.
And although Leanna never actually played it,
never
she
played
played it
it.
for the first time.
I bought it on eBay. And,
And we played it for the
other
first
day.
time on Monday, didn't we?
How does Dream Phone work?
Dream Phone works. It's a bit. It's a bit of a weird concept when you really think about it. So basically, you've got a load of guys that everyone's
Pictures
got
of guys
like
all
so
around the
pictures
board.
of guys all around the board for those who don't know it, and you've got this massive pink phone which resets every game. And the object of the game is to find out who fancies you. Oh my god!
But you're both trying. It's like you're both trying to find out.
However, I think the maximum
same.
players is 6 players. All 6 girls, or guys, I guess, whatever, whoever are playing, are all trying to find out this one person.
One person fancies all of you, and the first person to find him gets
Wins.
it. And so it's so messed up.
It's so weird.
Plus, it was aimed at like kids that are probably like
A little bit too
9
young.
to 11, maybe 12.
Because really, once you hit teenagers, you're not going to
13,
play.
yeah.
I think we might have played it, like maybe when we were 13. But
And
it
these,
really
all the men around the board.
are quite old.
Yeah. They're definitely not
They're
9
definitely,
to
they're
13.
definitely at least 18.
Yeah, they look 25, bit maybe even older.
Yeah.
And even on the advert, because you've got this girl that looks like 8 or 9,
Yeah.
and then you've got this really quite older guy being like, "Hey," and then she's ringing up like, "Oh my god, I think he fancies me."
He doesn't like pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't like.
And then you basically
and then you
cross
base
off and
all the
eliminate
different things, all the
things, and that's how
the
you
guys.
find. And then
it's a
you
bit like Cluedo,
Yeah, so I was
but
just
instead
thinking
of
it sounds a
finding
bit-
a murderer, you find
Right,
a
a
lover.
paedophile.
I love
Oh
that.
yes, you went that way. I went
Basically, yeah.
yeah, you basically find. Yeah, so it's a really strange game. Also, the other thing is, it's like the adverts in the UK. I don't remember them ever being English, but we played it the other day, and I realised, oh my god, the people on the phone have English accents.
Yeah, English accents.
And I'm like, surely it should be American, but they must have had actors like
Do the English
do
version.
the English
Yeah.
version of the recording, which must have been such a weird job to record. I know who it is, but I'm not telling.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that we're going to encourage people to come and have a game with us, so we can get to know our audience.
Oh, that was what we
members,
wanted. Yeah, that's what we wanted
at
to do.
Edinburgh. And
the last one,
and I
but
think
that
it's
was
like
too hard.
really nice if you if we've had people come back again and again to see our
Yeah.
show, and it's really nice. If you get to know your audience.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
great because they pay their tickets. Quite
Yeah.
nice to meet them and say,
Yeah,
Yes.
and
you
say
know.
hi and thank
And
you so
all-
much for
yeah,
coming.
for coming.
and
Yeah,
watching
because
us.
it's as much fun as we have in rehearsals. It's absolutely fantastic to do it with an audience.
Yeah.
Like
It is.
It's really great, and yeah, we're
Yeah.
really lucky here because the setup is just perfect, and there's not many cabaret style venues in
No.
London, so
Yes.
we are quite lucky because it does really work. I don't quite know how we're going to do it in Edinburgh, but I think that's the
We're in a
beauty of
bar.
it. But
We're
I
in
think the beauty
Moriarty's
is-
bar
yeah.
at 12:30.
12:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
The complete opposite
Yes.
of last year.
Yeah.
So that is going to be like.
I think it's going to have to be a bit more family. Well, it is. Our show is a family friend. It's not
so
like we
we've gotta learn
don't.
not to swear so much.
Yeah, but
Or talk
I'm.
about
I could
basically
probably like
shagging
beep
the whole
you out.
time.
Beep. I could probably tell when you're about to swear and just be like, beep.
Yeah, because I'm
Make a
really
big loud
bad to the
noise.
point. I turned around to my boyfriend. I was just like, when we sort of first started going out, I was like, I don't swear that much. He was like, yeah, you do. I was like, yeah, but I never do it in front of anyone who's like, he was like, no, sometimes we're at a bus stop and there's like kids around and you're like effing and blinding everywhere. And I'm like, really? I never fucking noticed. But yeah, I'm quite a dirty mouth apparently, which was good for 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Great for
Yeah, we're all
I
a
think
bit.
it's quite
We
nice
were all a
when
bit filthy,
if I
actually.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I find that Danny doesn't swear, which is quite interesting for me.
Yeah.
She says bloody a lot, which is so weird because Americans don't really use that word.
Yeah,
but
but
she's
that's
well
great.
into it.
And actually, if you are a royalist and you're really into your kind of English,
bloody Roddy.
like desperately wanting to like do everything, then you probably would start saying bloody.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's
fine.
it. Right, that's it.
As long
Character
as you've got
done.
justify everything.
Oh, but yeah. So that's our show.
That's it.
We're gonna go to Edinburgh.
And I think more and more actually, we're like it is becoming more. I feel like Sandy and Danny will host like more of the stuff and
also just
and
do
that's
more
fine.
stuff. Like we just there's just not enough hours in the day. Like we keep coming up with more projects. So we came up with this YouTube series, which some of you listening may have watched, called Skanky Foxes,
Yes.
and they are based on real foxes.
Right.
Who okay, that might be
based.
I feel like they are.
Angela thinks she could talk to foxes now. Angela sees foxes and she's like, all right, mate. Oh, there's Daddy Fox.
I spent the whole day as a fox, and part of me now feels very like...
Yeah, she's a fox
foxy.
whisperer.
Fox whisperer. They just walk away. They're like, oh, you haven't got any food, and they go, and I'm like, oh.
I have found newfound love from
For foxes.
like for
Basically,
foxes,
there's the two, like a couple of foxes terrorised your garden, right?
Yeah.
And she got guys to pee down the back of her. Like she was doing everything.
That was
she could
nothing to do with the foxes. That was just...
No, there's lots of tricks you can do to keep foxes out of your garden.
Oh,
One
they
is
like it,
go to
apparently.
the hairdressers
And
get
get the
some
hair.
hair, sprinkle it around your garden.
Yeah.
Tip number
extensions.
Yeah,
one.
they don't like it.
Tip number two. Get a male to wear in your garden. If you get a female, they'll like it, apparently. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
I
problem.
just, like, anybody that came to my house, I was like, you
you
can't
go
use the
pee?
toilet if you're a man. You need to go in the
Yeah,
garden.
that's really funny. And we were having a picnic outside for her birthday, and the guys were like, oh, I need to go to the toilet. And she was like, nope.
Do it in the garden.
Do it in the garden.
Because I had a vegetable patch and they kept on messing with my vegetable patch. And it was hard work maintaining that vegetable patch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so then I was just like, this is really funny. All this stuff is happening to you.
And also,
the
the next door
nappies.
neighbour. So the next door neighbours had a baby, and the foxes went and took the nappies out of the bin they put them in, brought them into my garden.
Not even their garden. They live
My
next door.
garden, and literally ripped the nappies up all over the garden.
It's gross.
So I was like, I do not have a baby. I don't clear up pooey nappies in my bloody garden.
And I was just like, this is hilarious.
I was not very happy about
No, and I was like, do you know what we should do? We should pretend to be the foxes and interview them. Like, we should like find out who these foxes are.
Yeah.
And then we dragged Catherine, Leanna's sister, and Catherine's boyfriend Daryl
Yes,
into
they have
drag
been
them into
very-
filming it. So they arrived on Sunday
Great
a little bit. I don't know if they were hungover. They might just. I feel like they were out the night before.
They definitely didn't understand what.
They were just like,
And they were like,
"What are
"Where's
you
the
guys
script?"
doing?"
My sister is a producer, and so
Yeah,
she's
she needs a
like,
script.
She's like you know, used
And
to doing
she's so
everything
good
to
at it,
time,
yeah.
and she's
Yeah.
very good at organising people. And when we were just like, "Yeah, we're just going to improv it," she was like, "What?"
She was like, what do you mean? And they were like, okay, so what are you doing? And bless them, like
Yeah.
they really did put up with quite a lot that day. And then we're just getting ready and like just slowly.
We haven't
turning
even
into
worked
foxes.
out really what we were
doing
wearing.
it.
It was just in my bedroom, like putting on face
Because
paint.
it's really hard to like production, like actually getting production time penciled into the diary was impossible. All we could do was get the date that we were definitely going to film with Catherine and Daryl.
just
So
made
we were
it
like,
up on the day.
we're just going to have to go for it. And we had like a couple of emails, and we can do this and send each other videos. And we watched like a load of videos.
A load of videos of foxes?
Foxes,
Oh,
yeah.
right,
And,
Yeah, like
urban
fox
foxes
documentaries,
and
urban foxes.
so we had like we knew roughly like what they were like and stuff, and then we
knew we wanted to talk about stuff, and also like I am a bit of a hippie, and I do like I am worried about the climate and stuff like that, and like so there is always a bit of a point that we are trying to make.
Yeah, there
even
were a few points actually.
Yeah, so I wrote down a list of stuff that I was like, okay, because you know what, they're like they're foxes are eating a lot of plastic, and and so are the fish in the sea, and all this stuff, and it is a real problem. And like it's just good to subtly like plant those seeds in people's brains.
Yes.
And also I think it gives you more stuff to just work with, and it's quite nice when like things have a point. Like it's great just doing things for a laugh, but it is quite nice when there's like something. But that kind of all came a bit later. Like originally it was just we were just going to take the mix, and actually I realised.
But I don't know. I did have like things like that I'd written
but
down.
But that came later, though, didn't it? That didn't come until like the week until.
Until
we started researching.
I was like, I think my
foxes.
fox
Then
is
we were
addicted to plastic, definitely.
Yeah, she mentions it a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. And so got
it
that
was
kind
quite
of
funny. So we filmed a few scenes because obviously you're just learning that was the other thing is like we're desperate to learn how to film better and like edit better and just like learn all that stuff, because once you know how to do it, then you can just keep churning out material and having a laugh and working with people you really want to work with and blah blah blah. And originally I was just like, we'll just chat.
Yeah.
We'll just literally film us chatting.
Yeah.
And at one point, Daryl and Catherine were just like, guys, we need something else. This isn't just going to work, just the two of you. And then,
we wanted to do
we were
the
like, okay,
interview
what can we
type
do?
thing.
And then it was around then we were just like, we should do the interview thing because actually that would work really well. And then that's kind of how it all came. And it was a day of just mucking around really and figuring it all out and having these topics to talk about and see what happened. And magically, between I think Daryl and Catherine really helped us with the editing, she doesn't admit it, but Leanna is actually quite good at editing. She's not good at the skills of actually doing it on the computer.
I can't. I'm like really specific. I'm like, no, that has to happen there.
She's quite good at
timing
piecing it all
wise.
together.
I'm like, it's a very interesting thing, editing comedy, because like you have to think, you have to like watch it as if like leaving spaces for people to kind of where you'd hope them to laugh, and like and it can be, you can really create something completely different. Like it is all in the edit.
Edit, because when you film something, you have it in your head one way, and then worse, if you write something, you've got it one way, then you film it and you're clearly like, okay, so it's not going to be exactly how I hoped it would be, because things happen, and then it goes to the edit and you're like, oh man, we can't do that bit because we didn't do this bit in the filming, and so then it changes again. So like, and you really have to like try not to be too precious with your work, I guess. But then so I mean, we're hoping to do more filming with Sandy and Danni now.
We have got so many ideas, it's fun, we're just going to keep on doing all of that stuff, and it's really fun.
Cool.
We make each other laugh.
Yeah,
and we're having a good time. So hopefully
other people are.
I guess if we're having a nice time.
So we do. So there was just one other thing. So we did like a promo. We actually haven't filmed Protein Mice yet. We're filming it at the end of this next month. But we were like, the marathons, we should do something. So that's one of our ideas. We're like, yes, let's do it. Let's just film them doing these two characters preparing for the marathon and doing it. And Protein Mice came, funny enough, we were talking about these mice that were eating protein. When we were filming Skanky Foxes, the day we were filming.
My auntie had said to my sister that she'd found a mouse in her garage that had been eating her son's protein shake. And it was huge.
So we were like, well, that's the next series. We hadn't even started filming Skanky Foxes. That was a conversation that I had before.
So we're mice athletes, and we're trying to compete to be in the Olympics. And,
we'll see what
hilarity ensues.
We'll see. Well, my aunt saw. I saw my aunt on the weekend, and she saw Protein Mice, and she was just like, That's weird.
Yeah, and you
like,
know
it's a bit
what?
weird.
Like we just
oh, Jesus.
kind of semi got a sponsor for that, which is happening that I've managed to organise. Yeah, so
butter.
yeah, it could I feel like there's going to be some weird product placement in protein rice, but you know, you've got to make it work, haven't you?
You do. But
Every little helps.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for just like pimping us out and just being like, hello, please help us.
She's very good at that. I'm a bit like, hi, we've got a show, and which is like the thing that I've got now that I'm trying not to apologise for doing my art. Because we did a fantastic workshop before Christmas with Carrie-Ad Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
She did a one-off workshop, and it was incredible, wasn't it?
It was
Like
really
we
good.
learned so much, and just being a bit more confident and just going for it a bit more, and it was fantastic. And I was just like, oh yeah. And then obviously you guys both did the showstoppers thing, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you were chatting to them about, you know, just have your goals and don't apologise for doing improv, because it's bloody hard doing improv. Like, as fun as it is, it's not like when you get a script and you know what's happening and you can really like, no matter what happens, you know what's going to happen at the end of the show. With improv, you really don't know what's going to happen. And
But that's part of the
but that's
beauty, isn't it?
it's amazing. I love it. I'm slightly addicted.
Oh God, I'm definitely addicted.
Slightly addicted. It's I'm like, oh, how can I pay for the next course?
Yeah, I know, that is the only problem. Like, yeah.
Well, with Edinburgh, unfortunately, has bankrupted us slightly.
Yeah.
And we're not even doing a paid venue. We're doing the free flinch.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, how does anyone like afford to do that? It's incredible. I'm always in a lot of admiration for people who pay out a lot of money for those venues. It's incredible. Mm. But yeah. I don't know, is there any more?
Yeah, is there anything else you want to ask us?
Final question. What's your one bit of advice for people that want to do similar things to you, maybe working in a duo, or doing kind of characters, or making, because you do a lot. I'm just wondering what's, you know.
You are a sponge and just like absorb everything, I mean, even just sitting on the tube and watching people is a tool that you can use in improv, because it's characters, and it's amazing what you can pick up just from watching people.
Yeah.
Just if you've got an idea, just do it. Do it on your iPhone.
Do it.
Like, find somebody who wants to do it with you, and do all those crazy things that you think up in your head.
Really do it.
Because there's somebody out there that's going to maybe watch it.
Yeah. Maybe watch it, maybe relate to it. And I think the main thing as well is like, work with people you have a laugh with.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of the time you're doing crazy hours, or you're fitting like really massive things around your usual everyday job or whatever. So spending that time out, you need to be having a good time.
Yeah, like
So
we are genuinely really good friends, and we love each other's company.
Yeah.
And therefore,
It just makes it easy.
It's just us having a conversation, and then we put it on a thing.
And we're like, shall we do this? Yes. Shall we do this? Yes. It's a bit weird. That's what people always say, but then they kind of like it. So we'll see. But it's just have fun. Really, life is so short, and
that is the
it's
main
just not.
thing.
If you're feeling uncomfortable about something, or you're not feeling happy about something, find out why, and find something fun to do. I think that's really not a very coherent way of giving advice. It's terrible.
That's good.
Better way to do
just
it.
do every. I just think life is too short. Like, do a million different things.
Yeah, but unless you've got Leanna's like, I don't know, she's like the Duracell bunny. I'm like, I have to schedule time in my diary to be like, I need my Netflix. I need to just watch some telly. Because otherwise I just burn out. After Edinburgh was just gone for like about 3 weeks. I was just like dead. I
just don't think I don't.
But you never really get that.
No,
it's unique. And to be fair, that's one of the reasons why we work together so well, because she gives me a lot of energy. I'm like, oh, it's okay because I'm going to go and hang out with Leanna. Like, it's so funny. Like I can't remember what it was. It was a week that I was particularly tired because we were so busy doing lots of stuff, and I was just like, oh my god, I don't know if I can handle going to rehearsal. And Rob was just like, but Leanna's going to be there. And I was just like, that is true, Leanna's going to be there, it's going to be all right. And then I come back all like, Robin. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, hi. So me and Leanna have decided to do this.
Some other crazy scheme.
So just have fun, man. Just have fun. And if you're not having fun, then find people to have fun with.
Yeah.
Or, go to an improv. Do you know one thing that I've realised is going to, because obviously you go and see lots of improv shows, and there's certain people that you just know will crack you up. If you know that they're on that week and you're having a particularly rubbish week, go and watch them, because guaranteed they will light up. They won't even know that they've done it, but you'll feel so much better just because they've made you laugh so much.
It's good for the soul.
It's really good laughing. Like I don't know what was going on that week, but I was just like really kind of like, oh, I'm really run down, feel really tired, and I just want to go to sleep. But I knew a girl that I did UCB course with called Victoria Barry, who does the FA. Is it FA? Monkey Toast. No, she does both. That's right. She's doing the FA course now, but she was in one of the Monkey Toast teams. And I just had the best time watching and playing with her during that course. And I knew she was performing. I was just like, I want to go and see it. And that show, and then Lauren and Susan Harrison were hosting. It was just like so many people in one show that I was just like, oh, and Shem was there from C3. He was also in the group. And it was just, and Charlotte and Andrew Pollard. And just that, all of that just made my week. And like, I just was then able to do what was a massive week of like working, doing stuff with you,
laughing
shows.
Does give you energy.
Yeah, it was incredible. And then I was just like so inspired afterwards, dancing in the kebab shop. I was like, Robin, it's going to be all right. I'm going to do this week. I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to do this. All just because I'd laugh for like 2 hours. It was amazing. So highly recommend laughing.
Yeah.
Find the people who make you laugh. And that's all you need, really.
And write a list of all the things that you want to do.
This is
do them.
This is just ongoing list.
Oh my goodness. She's like, this is never going to end. They keep thinking of new things. Stop them.
Stop. I did. Do you know what? I thought to myself, I really should warn
We're killing him. Stop, Angela.
I really did. Do you want some water?
Yeah.
But I really did. I thought I should probably warn you about that, and I didn't. That we could just go on forever.
Yeah, well, we did warn you at the beginning. We did warn you.
It has been a genuine pleasure.
Thank you so much for inviting us on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really lovely, and I look forward to listening to more of your other ones.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
it's been
Very
really
exciting.
great.
And I will get you some water.
Yay, improv. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, can I have a glass of water as well, please, Angela? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I made this.
That's improv!